Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on the time of day that you are tuning in to my broadcast, Podcasting Your Purpose on Memorial Day 2020. So if you are home, relaxing and chillaxing, welcome to today's episode, which is entitled Top 10 of the Weekend. That's right, top 10 questions of the weekend. And today's mug is strength. And let me show you. God is our refuge and strength. I love this mug. As you know, I'm always asking for muggers, and I had an opportunity to get this mug from a very special friend. So thank you very much for sending me this mug. I can't wait to feature you on my blog post. So today's topic, again, is top 10 of the weekend, which I hope yours was really nice. Now, many podcasters have a lot of questions, especially the newbies. And the best way to learn more information or to get answers to questions is in communities, in Facebook groups. And I go there and I have joined up with about 3 different Facebook groups. And I'm always looking for other podcasting and blogging groups because I want to be able to offer assistance and guidance, especially to newbies, new podcasters. So some of their questions range from very, very simple to something more elaborate. So what I've decided to do is on Sunday nights, I want to look at those 3 different communities and pick the top 10 questions so that I can come here on a Monday morning. And it's almost Monday afternoon, but hey, it's Memorial Day. I actually had an opportunity to eat a big breakfast as opposed to just something light. So I'm late today, but today on Monday and beginning each Monday afterwards, the title of this episode for Podcasting Your Purpose is going to be Top 10 of the Weekend. So I'm going to read 10 questions that have been asked, and then I'm going to answer them in what I do or how I perceive it should be done. So let's begin. Do you have your coffee, your tea, your beer, your wine, whatever the case may be? It is a holiday. Number 1, someone posed the question, I need ideas for my podcast. If I'm a solo podcaster, what should I podcast about? Well, first and foremost, if you are a podcaster, you want to be able to choose the topic that you are interested in. What is your passion? Your content should be surrounded by everything that you can talk about. Now, you don't have to be an expert in that topic, but you need to be passionate about it. Don't choose a topic because someone suggested or it might be trending, especially if you don't have a passion for it, because you're going to be coming online week after week, month after month, hopefully year after year with an episode, and it should be a topic that is of interest to you. And trust and believe there is an audience for every topic. So if you think that, talking about coloring or talking about fashion or talking about running or car repair is not going to be of interest to a lot of people, think again. There is an audience for every topic. So when you ask the question, what should I talk about as a solo podcaster? That is a very intimate question. That is a question that should only be answered by you. What is it that you like to talk about? Just like as a blogger, when I'm teaching my blogging classes and I ask my attendees to choose their topic and or their niche, I liken it to what is it that you could talk about all day long with your friends, with your family, with your neighbors, or if you were to go to a bookstore or to a library and sit in one section and one section only, what section would that be? Then that is your passion. That is your topic. That is the niche. That is what you should be talking about on your podcast. So again, it's a personal decision. It's your vision. It's your voice. It's your legacy. So you want to make sure that you're leaving it and you're passionate about it and you're excited about it. Because if you're not excited about talking about it, then you're going to give up. You're going to fade away, right? Question number 2. How many of you charge for being a podcast interview or interview? The question is, How many of you charge for podcast interviews? Now that blew up. Everyone's like, are you kidding me? You never charge anyone to be a guest on your show. If someone told me that I could be on their podcast, but I had to pay them, I'd be like, yeah, whatever. No one charges. I mean, maybe if you're in the Joe Rogan atmosphere or, whatever the case may be, you can charge people to come on your show. But when you're starting out as a new podcaster, please don't say to people, you can come on my show, but it's going to cost you X amount of dollars. Now, what you can do, if your guest is promoting a product and or service, and they come onto your podcast to promote this product and or service, if they make you an affiliate, or if they use a code, if they're going to give your listeners a code to get a discount or to make a purchase, perhaps you can get a percentage of that. You may become an affiliate of that purchase, that product, that service. So you can make some money that way. But as a new podcaster, never ever charge someone to be on your show, because there's too many other shows out there. There's millions other podcast shows out there that people will go on for free. So poo-poo, no. Number 3, how do you build a bigger audience? This is one of the pain points of every podcaster. And so I like to say, think about the 3 C's. And again, if you have been following me for a while, you know I'm a blogger. I've been blogging since 2012. My blog, DellBlogger.com. Head over to that to subscribe and share that with your family and friends. But I also wrote a book, Basic Blogging Tips for Beginners. And this is still available. You can go to my blog. It's $9.99. You can purchase it either from the publishing house, or if you're interested in an autographed copy, just send me an email, info@ablakeenterprises.com. Request your copy. I'll autograph it and ship it out to you. And speaking of shipping out to you, the contest for the book bundle giveaway ended today. So I'm going to announce the winners later on Facebook Live. But anywho, the 3 C's are one of the things that I talk about as being a good blogger. So I'm going to say the same thing for a good podcaster. How do you build a bigger audience? Think about those 3 C's. Your content, your consistency, and your communities. Yes, you want to create good content. Again, choose the topic, the niche that is of passion to you, what you want to share, but have good content. Don't just throw up a podcast, feel like, you're just going to say anything all willy-nilly, and you're not really helping anyone. You're not entertaining them. You're not inspiring them. You're not educating them. You're just blah. So make sure your content is good. Your consistency. If you're going to have a weekly show, make sure it is a weekly show. Don't start a weekly show and then, fade out. You don't come back for a month, 2 months, 3 months. I liken it to when you are, when you have a coffee date, right? So we have a coffee date. Every Saturday at 12 o'clock, we're supposed to go out or go shopping or whatever, 9 o'clock coffee break, right? You can tell I'm not a morning person, right? I'm not getting up early on a Saturday, but anywho, so say we have a coffee date every Saturday and I come to your house and we go out for coffee, we chit, we chat, we have a really good time. And then the next Saturday I come out and I knock on your door and there's no answer, so I go away. The 3rd week I come, I knock on the door, there's no answer, no chit, no chat. Do you honestly think that by the 4th weekend, that 4th Saturday, I'm going to come back and knock on your door? No, I'm going someplace else, because you're not being consistent. You set a date, but you broke the date. So again, think of your podcast as a date. You don't want to break the date. So that's the 2nd C, be consistent. And then the last one is your communities. Just like when you're signing up on Facebook for communities, you want to be able to share your content with others. So what's going to help you build a bigger audience? The 3 C's, your content, your consistency, and your communities. So again, if you want to learn more about that, just send me an email to info@ablakeenterprises.com. I have that 30-minute complimentary discovery call that we can talk about. Okay. So that was the question number 3. Question number 4 was, where can I buy a microphone for under $50? Hey, there are a lot of mics out there, whether they're good or not. But let me tell you, I bought this mic, this condenser mic, and I will leave the link to it, for under $50. And I love it. It goes into my phone. It goes into my laptop. And it works for me. So when you're first starting out, again, when you get bigger and start being more consistent and you want to invest more into your podcast, then you'll get the Blue Yeti or you'll get the other equipment. But for beginners, Simple condenser mic. Again, I will leave the link. It's an Amazon affiliate link. I will leave that link. This was under $20. Oh yeah, it's probably about $21 now with inflation, Corona inflation, whatever. But this is a great microphone. It's got the popper, here, the cover. It's got the soft cushioning here, and I'll show you what the mic looks like. See that? And you can get different color covers as well. And I've actually seen people put like socks and stuff on there to mellow your sound. But yeah, that's it. It's easy breezy. You carry it right in your purse, your pocket, whatever the case may be. It's real simple. Yep. So here's a great microphone for under $50. And again, it pops into your phone. It pops into your laptop. So it's great. All right. So I'll leave the link to that. The next question. Oh, this is a good one. Does anyone use their phones to interview guests? Yes, especially if you're on Anchor FM. And what I like, they have the recording with friends, but you can also do the, what is it? There's something else you can do. Like if it's the two of you, yes, I'm stupid. Record with friends, not you, me. Record with friends. Yes, a lot of people do use their phone, record with friends, but make sure that you're holding your phone here. Let the people know that as soon as they accept the link that you send them from Anchor, that the recording starts. You want to be in a quiet place. Look, in my workbook, Podcasting Your Purpose, there is a whole section on starting a podcast with Anchor, and it goes from soup to nuts. So this is part of the Podcasting Your Purpose workbook, which is also available on Amazon, $15.99, or it's also available. Actually, it's on Amazon because I sold out all my copies. I was doing a book bundle giveaway for $15.99. So I'm going to probably order some more and do another book giveaway. But right now you have to go to Amazon to order the Podcasting Your Purpose webbook. But in there it talks about recording with friends. So yes, the answer to that is yes, you can use your phone to interview guests. It's not the greatest option, but in a pinch, it works. Number 6, how many use podcasts to build value or to build onto their businesses or brands? A lot of people do. Some people create podcasts just for the fun of it, but most people create podcasts to build onto their existing brand. For example, as a blogger, I'm using this as a complement to my blogging education and training. As a podcaster, I'm creating this YouTube channel to build onto the podcast. So I'm building onto my brand as the DE Diva, aka the Delaware Blogger. I'm promoting my books. I'm promoting my products. So yes, most people are using podcasts to build onto their existing brand. And if you're following along on any of my previous episodes, we talked about that. Audio and authors. This is a great platform for authors, for educators, for teachers, for preachers, for products, for services. So yes, a lot of people are using podcasts to build onto their brand. And also some are just doing it just because they like doing it. They want to be entertaining, inspirational, and they're just having fun. So that is the answer that I give when people think about starting a podcast. It's normally to build onto their current or existing brand. Number 7, what tools, this is a good one. What tools do you use to create logos for your podcast? And the top 3 were Canva, Adobe Illustrator, and Photoshop. I want to also throw in PicsArt. I've been using PicsArt on my Android phone to create artwork, cover artwork for my podcast cover. So again, Canva, Adobe Illustrator, Photoshop, and PicsArt, unless you can go to Fiverr or Upwork, get somebody else to create it for you. But those are 4 great platforms. Number 8. Now, number 8 is similar to number 1, because this one was, how do you pick a podcast name? Some people say it's based on their brand, their topic. It popped in their head. They made it up. They already own the domain name, whether it's their blog or their website. Again, it's based on your topic, your niche. Whatever topic or niche you've chosen, you want to think about the title. Does it flow? And you don't want to make it so long. You don't want to put asterisks and exclamation marks and underscores and all that, because most people are listening to podcasts via their mobile device. And if they're searching, they don't want to search all those extra characters. So make sure it's short, sweet, and memorable. So that's how you pick your podcast name. And of course, it should be based on your topic. Or it could be a play on words. Remember that? Choose something that's funny that had nothing to do with it, but then it kind of weaves into your subject. Number 9. Oh, this is a good one. We talked about this. What would happen if I used 10 seconds of a song in my podcast? Well, if it's not royalty free, you can be sued. Point blank, period. You can be asked to remove it. You can be sued. There can be all these legal ramifications. So check the podcast that check the video that I was talking about, music and trailers, and also how to get royalty free music. So check that one out. And last but not least, this is my favorite one because this is the biggest pain point of all. Again, promotion. That's the problem that we have. Do you have a routine, operative word, routine, for promoting your podcast? Yes, 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 yes. I have a spreadsheet here, which of course is included in the Podcasting Your Purpose workbook. In it, it has my episode numbers, my guests. Since I no longer do guests on the Blog Your Way to a Business Brand, I don't do guests anymore. But if I had a guest, if I had a fellow blogger come on, I'd put the guest name, the topic or the title of the podcast episode, the pre-record date. I like to pre-record my podcast. Some you can go live on that day, but pre-recording is a little bit better. The date that it's actually published. And then here is a checklist. Was the artwork created? Sometimes people want to change up the artwork to include a picture of their guests, which is another great thing. The script. I like to have Q&As. I like to give my guests the information prior to the actual interview so that he or she knows the flow of the show. And we talked about that in a previous episode as well, the flow of the show. You don't want to be talking over each other, and you want to make sure that they kind of know what kind of questions you're going to be asking, if you're going to be doing some ad-libbing, when you're going to take a break, so on and so forth. A release form. Okay, I use a release form when I had guests. They are giving me permission to use their image and their audio, the interview, in any way that I see fit. So if I want to promote this podcast in a magazine, in a newspaper, on TV, whatever, I have that option in which to do so. So again, that's that legalese. Make sure you do that. And also your posting, your schedule, and your social media promotion. How are you going to promote your podcast? Are you using Facebook? Do you have a Facebook page specific for your podcast? Are you going to promote it on Twitter 5-10 times a day, several times a week? How about on the gram? Are you going to put that artwork there with the links in your bio to that new podcast episode? Will you have it? Does it have its own blog or its own website? Does your podcast have its own blog or its website? How are you promoting? Are you promoting it on LinkedIn? Are you syndicating it? Are you automating it? There's all kinds of things that go into preparation, but you should have a routine. You should have a plan, because if you don't plan, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail, and you don't want to do that, and you don't want to fade away. So those are the top 10 questions. Top 10 of the weekend. And if you have any additional questions for me directly, make sure that you send them to me at info@ablakeenterprises.com. You can find and follow me on my Anchor FM podcast, where I give blogging tips. Delaware Blogger is my handle. Also, if you want to listen to my Blog Your Way to a Business Profit show, that's every Wednesday at 1. We're on iHeartRadio, SoundCloud, what else? Castbox. We're in a bunch with that. Elite Conversations, Real Life Radio, and Podcast is my hosting company for that. So that's every Wednesday at 1, where I give you blogging tips and branding trends that turn your passion into a profit. You want to find me? My Linktree ID, Del Blogger. Again, this afternoon, find me on Facebook, because I'm going to be going live to introduce or to announce the winners of the book bundle giveaway. I'm giving away a two-pack of my book, Basic Blogging Tips for Beginners, as well as Podcasting Your Purpose workbook. So again, these are available. This is on Amazon. This one you can get on my blog, delblogger.com. Again, send me an email if you want more information, on blogging. I offer blogging tips and hints and all that good stuff. And again, I am so happy to be here. Every day is a new day because when you look up, man, when you wake up looking up, everything else is gravy, baby. So I want to end this episode by saying thank you to all of our military, active, inactive, deceased. Thank you. Memorial Day is a time for us to remember and to thank. So I want to thank everybody for keeping us safe, keeping us free in the country. So I'm going to end with the morning in the cafe. And until the next time, remember, thumbs up this video, share, subscribe, head over to dellblogger.com. And until the next time, stay smart, stay safe, and stay social, because I will see you in cyberspace. See ya. It's the DE Diva, aka the Delaware Blogger. Bye-bye. Bye.